All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DC Worlds Collide video. This is Mr. Squirrel. As always, glad to have you here. So this video is a thank you video and an account progress update. The first thing I wanted to just start by saying is I am greatly appreciative of all the support everyone's given, all of the comments, feedback, views. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined this channel to even get to this level of popularity at all. And so it like really brings me joy. And it's just awesome. People are so supportive. So much great feedback. And I just really want to say thank you to everyone because my channel got monetized and it really kind of shapes and it makes covering this game actually a little bit easier because up until this point, everything has come out of my pocket. And I wanted to give people good content. As you know, I am a teacher. And with teaching comes this idea that, I hold this great sense in knowledge, right? And that it is our job to, facilitate knowledge and help people in making decisions right through the communication of knowledge. And so when I started this journey, I was like, I just really like this game. It's a lot of fun, and I wanted to create a space where people can have fun. We can have fun together and play this game and talk about the game and communicate strategies. I've learned so much from everyone, and I hope that these videos, people find them in some way, shape, or form helpful. But a lot of my decisions, like the feedback and the like Peacemaker. Let's talk about Peacemaker. He's a good example of this one because I was not monetized when Peacemaker came out. And when I was telling people to not summon, that was feedback I was also giving myself because if I had summoned for him, and then Deathstroke had dropped, I would have really had pay out some cash to build my summons back up and pick him up, right? And I'm not making cash back on that decision, or at the moment I was not. And so when I'm telling people, hey, you should not summon on this banner, it was because I myself pretty much was not summoning on this banner, but I was also hitting not a moral, that's not the right word, but I was hitting a conundrum because I'm also a content creator, right? So I need to create content. And I need not just create it, but I need to cover this game in all of its facets. That's what this channel has become, is like I cover this game, and I want to give people informed information that they can use to help them decide whether or not they want to pull for a character, because in many cases that's real world money that you're spending. And I don't take that decision lightly when I'm making decisions, or when I'm communicating information. It's always about me wanting you to feel informed and that I'm giving you enough information to say, not just my opinion, because maybe I'm saying don't summon, but you are like, I really love what you're showing me. I want to pull. Like, let's just say you saw my Vigilante video and you were like, I wasn't originally going to pull. And even though you told me not to, I still want to get the character. Boo boo, that is on you. And you do you. I'm never going to stop you from making decisions. I just want, hopefully, for to help you make informed decisions, right? And so I communicate these things and I'm saying these things because my channel getting monetized means that I can actually start covering this game in terms of all the characters a little bit more, I don't want to say freely, but I feel a little bit less restricted anymore. And I'm not saying like I'm going to get the best account in the game. And there are people still way ahead of me. My goal is when my channel got monetized I was like, oh, I can actually like pick up multiple characters now and show people how these characters operate in different scenarios and whether or not they want to pull. So like when Judo Master comes out next week, I am going to get him at least to 7 stars in the video so we can see him and you can determine whether or not you want to pull for that character. And that if you're like, oh, I really love this team synergy, and then I can give you informed decisions as to whether or not that team synergy is good, right? So when I'm looking at my characters right now, I'm I'm hitting a point where I'm trying to also horizontally invest, which also takes away from some of my vertical investment. But so I can pay a little bit more to make that happen. I can use some of the funds that I make from this channel to, if I was just normally playing this game as a player and not as a content creator, I would be working on two teams and I would not be spending money to horizontally invest. I would have picked Mr. T and I would have picked Block and I said, good, that's what I'm doing. And then, hoo-ha, running out. That's not worrying about third team for a while. But now I can actually invest in more characters. And when say invest in more characters, I can show you more teams and more characters and how they interact together. And you don't have to, you won't feel like you need to spend as much money, or if you are spending money, you don't need to spend as much, or you can see through my account whether or not this is a good decision for you. And for me, it's kind of like I see the monetization as a form of expanding the content that I'm doing for this game in a way that does not financially burden me. You know what I mean? Like, if you saw, I will be very transparent with you guys. I actually was very unlucky in my vigilante summons. It was brutal, actually. And I was like, all right, well, how much money can I make from these videos? And will it outweigh the cost that I'm about to spend? If the answer to that question is no, then I'm going to have to stop here, right? Because again, I still am, I like to be very frugal with how I spend my money. Just as a teacher, we don't always make the most money in the world. But I love what I do. I love making content for this game. I had other questions asking me, like, are you going to stop with your frustration? I do want to lay out, folks. I'm just going to tell you this flat out. I will not stop playing this game until I see an end of service. I really love this game. This is the most fun I've had playing a mobile game, I think, in a really long time. I really like Dragon Ball Legends when it came out, but then, I really kind of fell out of with that game. This game for me has just been, I don't know, just the combat, everything. It feels amazing. And so until this game has an EOS, end of service, I won't stop playing. Will there be times that I'm frustrated at the developers? Yeah. Will I communicate those frustrations? Yeah. And they did listen, by the way. And props to you guys, devs. Well done. While I also think the event, I still hate the killing off the thing. You did make that event easier. So well done. I will give you props where props is due. Well done. And also the 11, I will just say this. This made me happy. I do appreciate them for doing this. Well done. That's all I'm going to say. Well done. 8th medals are the most valuable resource in this game. Well done. So for me, the devs actually make this game really cool. I do feel like these devs are good people. I think most game developers are amazing people. There is maybe not always with the publishers, but we won't get into that. Devs, I do think you guys are trying. I don't ever, if I remember critiquing you, it's because I love the game. But at the same time, I also recognize you're a human and you try really hard with this game. And so I just also want to throw this out. I appreciate you. If you watch my videos, I just want to say I appreciate you and the work that you guys do. I know it can't be easy. So there's that. So I want to come back and I want to just kind of talk a little bit more. And I'm going to give an account update in a little bit. But it means a lot to me with all the support everyone has given. It is truly like, it has made me emotional at multiple points in time. I remember the day that my channel blew up and I was sitting in a meeting and my phone was like lighting up and I was just like, what is going on? And I literally, my jaw dropped and I was just like, it was the be careful tier list video. And I think I went, and this might just sound cheesy and whatever it is, I actually went into the bathroom and I cried a little bit because I was like, oh my God, I've always wanted to cover a game. I love video games. I've been playing video games with my dad since I was 1990s, guys. Let's leave it at that with my age. And, I always loved teaching. It's been a joy of mine my whole life. And this is supposed to be a sappy video. It's just, I want you to know who I am. And I was like, I was always too scared to make videos because I was like, oh, I could never do that. And then I started learning a little bit about Adobe, bought a mic, and one day I was like, screw it. something I'd been working on for 5 years kind of fell through, and I just kind of hit a point in my life where I was like, what do I want? And I said, I want to make content on video games. Not a saturated market at all. Um, and this game came out, and I found my niche, and I was like, you know, I tend to be a very persistent person. It is one of my qualities. I am very persistent. Um, and I just, fell in love with the game, and I wanted to communicate my love for the game with everybody else. And thanks to all of you, I think this channel has become what it is. I listen to your feedback. If you say, hey, you should shorten the videos. Someone recently just gave me feedback on like, can you slow down the battles? And I was like, you know what? Maybe like one or two battles in the videos, I will slow them down and we'll talk through them so it's a little bit easier. Like all of these points, I promise you, if sometimes I don't respond to your comments, it's because like I'm at work and I'm reading your comments. I read all your comments. I will just tell you flat out, if I don't respond to them, I'm sorry. But I do read them. I'm usually catching them in between classes, or like on a break, and I read every comment. I will just tell you that flat out. I've read every single person's comment. I try to respond to all of them. It's a little bit harder at work. That's why I respond when I get home. Um, but I just want to say I really appreciate everyone. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you. Um, Thank you guys for being such a great community. Sometimes content creators are like, I make the community. I'm like, bro, I am one of the thousand of people on this channel. I'm just one. And so it's with a great thank you that I say, you guys are awesome. And I just continue, I just really appreciate your continued support in helping me make this channel what it is. Um, I'm also someone that is not, um, what's the right way to say this? When it comes to money, I'm very conservative in the sense of I am frugal. I work in spaces that, um, money isn't always in ready availability. Let's just put it that way. Um, Readily available. I just said that very weirdly. And so why I say this next part is, again, I don't want to ever pressure people or anything. It's just I'm leaving it open if you want. I did set up a Patreon. I'm working on it right now. It's getting set up right now. I'm working on it. I also made a membership for this channel. If people want to, you are more than welcome to join and become a member. Um, and do you have to? No. Do you ever need to donate? No. People have donated in the past, and I will always say I greatly appreciate those that have donated. It is always greatly appreciated. It helps me make this channel work a little bit better, and help me continue covering this game. I will never take money and just like invest it in myself. There are times that will it help me with life a little bit? Yeah, sure. Um, but for the content purposes, like giving you goals, what do I want to do with this channel? I want a better, my goal, I have a few goals right now. I would like to get a better mic, a better camera, a green screen for the back area here, this area. I want to get a green screen, and then hopefully, I have good programs like software, so I'm not too worried about software. But the other thing is too, is that, this game isn't the cheapest thing in the world. Um, and I'm really trying to get every character, not to clown on everyone and make my account the best. That's not what I'm trying to do, but rather to get all of these characters to like 8 to 10, rank 8 to 10, not like, oh, I'm gonna get everything to 15. Because then I'm wailing over people. I'm gonna keep working on my teams because they're my teams, right? Um, but I would really like to get every character. Like, it kind of pained me to not get Peacemaker because I really wanted to get him so that I could show what he's doing, right? So that people could make informed decisions. And then if we said, no, you shouldn't pull, I'm not just going based on his kid, I'm showing the data. I still think it was a good decision to not pull for, I still think people's good decision, but it pained me to not pull for him. But I want to be real with you guys. I just didn't have the money to do it. Because I knew they were going to drop something that I wanted in the very near future. And I couldn't part with the funds that way. I had paid off a lot of stuff and I couldn't afford it. And this isn't like a woe is me. I'm just being very real and transparent with y'all. Um, so I say that because now with this channel's monetization, and if you would like to donate a little bit, it would be great. Is then I can keep pushing and getting more characters, and then I can show, for instance, how these characters kind of operate together. Like my next big push is the creature commandos because we know they're getting a buff, and I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do. And I think that there's gonna be a real. I'm kind of curious to see if they make phosphorus like a tank, right? Like they rework his kit to make him like really tanky. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just curious. But my point is then affords me some freedom to make more because then when I make content, I make some of that money back. Um, and so I can be a little bit more like I can get more characters to show you and help you make informed decisions. You know what? Like, yeah, nah, I don't want to make that. I don't want that team. Great. Then me spending the money so you don't have to, right? That's how I really approach these summons because I look for content creators to tell me, hey, should I or shouldn't I summon? Is this character going to break the game or are they not? Is this meta? Is this good for the teams that I'm running, right? Um, and with how now the channel being where it's at, I can do that. And a little support goes a long way, right? But again, I do want to frame this. You do not have to spend any money. If you'd like to, it's there. If you don't, also, I just appreciate your comments, your views, your likes. If that's what you can give, and I don't even hate even saying that like that, but a like means a world to me. A comment means a world to me. That's all if no one takes a membership, I don't care. Um, I still I still get some of the cash back from like the video and the ads. So it's like that's why this is such a big deal for me because it's like I can just operate on the channel operating, and I can help you make more informed decisions. Sorry, I've said that like a million times, but it's for me it's so cool that I can help now in helping you whether or not you want to do this, like you want this character or not, and I can show you how they work with the other teams and other characters, which unfortunately I don't have Peacemaker, but I've been thinking of some stuff and we can talk about that. There is replacements for Peacemaker, by the way. Are they as good as Peacemaker? No, but are they going to work? Yeah, I've been theorying a little bit. So that brings me to the second part of this video. Maybe you know what? I might make this just a thank you video, and then I might make it this video is getting long. So I'm gonna just leave it here. I don't want to make this video over, like it'll otherwise be like 40 minutes, and I don't want to do that to y'all. I'll do an account progress video right after this, because yeah, I don't want to make this video like 40 minutes. It will be 40 minutes otherwise. I just thank you. Also, and people on this is gonna sound really gooberish. I'm gonna leave this as the so you guys, I don't remember the full names, but I did screenshot it because it made my day. There was someone on the Discord, and I was reading through the Discord, and I apologize. I don't tend to post a lot of social media stuff. It's just not like my biggest thing, but I will try to get better at it. Someone posted on the Discord recently, and I thought it was the funniest thing. Actually, it was so funny. I screenshotted it, by the way, and showed my wife. They were like, in the previous video, they were like, I think he was crashing out on stream. I feel so bad. He seems like a genuinely good person. They were talking about me, and I was like, that's cool. Thank you for, you brought all, whoever it was on the Discord. Just know I was reading the Discord, and you made my day. So thank you guys for everything, and I look forward to continue making videos and interacting with you guys. You guys are awesome, and yeah. And again, the part about like the Patreon, all that stuff, don't ever feel like you need to give any levels of money ever. Just your attention is more than enough, and it is truly appreciated. I wish everyone the best of days, and I will see you in the near future. Well, that sounds like I'm not content creating. Yeah, I'll see you in another video. There'll be another video tomorrow anyways. Try to upload it. I upload every day. So, I'll see you in the future. I'll see you in a couple days, and I will. And I'm gonna try to do a thank you stream too next week. Hopefully, I'm gonna try. The way I'm gonna try to do this is I'm praying to either release the buffs next week, or I'll do a thank you slash um, Judo Master summon stream. I am gonna summon for Judo Master, unlike the last for Vigilante. It was just that was a I thought they were gonna release him later, so I wasn't anticipating it. Because they extended the pre-release or whatever. And so I waited, and then I was like, oh, well, they're not going to do anything. I told my wife, I was like, oh, I'll watch our son tonight. And then they released, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to summon later, and I wanted to get the summon video out and the initial video out. I'm gonna just do the summon. I'm gonna try from now on to do when they release characters. I'm gonna just make a summon stream, along with my normal Wednesday streams. But I am gonna try to do a summon stream. I might be moving my streams on these days to later in the day. It is overall easier for my family because then my son goes to bed, and then I can just stream before I go to bed, and I can actually stream longer. Because when I stream at night, I can only stream for about an hour, because then I gotta go pick my son up. So just FYI, I am contemplating moving streams to later in the night when my son goes to bed, and then I can just stream for like an hour and a half, and then there's not like a time constraint on me. So I need to kind of weigh that out. Let me figure it out. I will update y'all on a stream update in the near future. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the future. All right. Thanks for all the support, folks. It is always greatly appreciated. And as always, failing is just your first attempt at learning.